Am I wrong for asking that my husband not share pictures of us? Friday night, my husband, 28 male, and I, 26 female, went to a nice dinner hosted by my husband's company. The dinner was mainly to celebrate the great year he and his team had, so he was basically the center of attention. I purchased a new white dress for the night. When I put it on before we left, my husband told me that the dress was practically see-through and left nothing to the imagination. I looked in the mirror and he seemed to be exaggerating, so I told him that it wasn't nearly as noticeable as he was making it out to be. You could sort of see the outlines of my bra, but everyone wears underwear, and unless someone was deliberately looking, it wasn't an issue. We went back and forth for a bit. I didn't have any other dresses that fit me, as I recently gained a bit of weight and haven't had a need to dress formal. He said he'd rather me dress more casual than wear that. After a bit of back and forth, he gave in and I wore it. We went to the dinner. I got to meet a lot of his coworkers and bosses. It was lovely. Afterwards, he wanted to make a post on social media about the night and asked me to choose which pictures to include. I saw the pictures of me and my jaw dropped. The flash on the camera and lighting in general made my outfit way more revealing than it looked in the mirror at home. You can see every roll, every freckle. It leaves almost nothing to the imagination. I was completely embarrassed and told my husband not to post them. He told me that he has no pictures of him without me, so there's not really much he could post from the night. I asked him to Photoshop my outfit a bit to make the dress less revealing, and he said that he doesn't know how to do that. After an argument, I won and he agreed not to make the post, but he said he still wants to send some to his parents directly. And I'm sorry, but none of them look flattering. They make me almost look naked. He said since his coworkers and bosses saw me like that, he should at least be able to show his parents as well. I feel like since my husband agreed that the dress was too revealing, he should be understanding that I don't want him sharing pictures of it with the family. His coworkers and bosses are one thing. I never have to see them again, but family is family. He thinks that I'm not being fair. In his words, I insisted on wearing the dress and now I'm preventing his family from seeing pictures because of it. It's now Sunday morning and he's still not giving in. I want to just forget about the whole thing and move on. He seems to really want to share pictures of the night. I'm not sure what to do, whether I should give up and tell him to send it anyway to put it behind us or whether I should stand up for myself. So, am I the asshole for asking him not to share pictures of us? I feel like because the event was about him, you should have listened to his opinion and didn't throw a fit. And if he didn't like the outfit, you should have just listened and gave in because you care about him and wanted him to look nice for the night.
When I was in the first grade, we hatched out baby chicks, and I said, hey, can I have some of those? And my first grade teacher said, yeah, if your parents are cool with it. And I said, oh, they are. And then my parents came to the school to prove to my teacher that I wasn't lying, and they let me pick out 2 little childhood traumas. The first chicken only attacked me one time. Her name was Sunshine, and she had our number. She knew that we were stealing her eggs. So what she would do is she would run away into the woods, and I would cry for days because I would think that she had been unalived by some animal. I assumed she'd been eaten. And then, as soon as I started to get over my pet chicken being gone forever, she would parade out of the woods with a bunch of babies. And my parents would be furious. They were like, this chicken isn't allowed to be resurrected. She already cried. She already mourned the chicken. Now the chicken's going to be unalived again, and she's going to cry again. And that happened several times. And one day, I found her nest, and she was not happy about it. And I should have known to turn and run because there were a bunch of deceased garter snakes surrounding her nest. I don't think garter snakes even eat chicken eggs. Maybe they do. She probably didn't know either, so she took care of them just to be safe, and she left them there as a warning to everybody. But I thought I was special. I thought she liked me because she was my pet. She didn't care about me at all. So she attacked me, and I was heartbroken. But the second baby chick I named Tiger, and my mom was really upset about that because she thinks that I accidentally manifested an evil chicken. He grew into one of those roosters that attacked everything that moved. Humans, animals, other chickens. He would bust out of his coop a lot and hide in the bushes. So it was kind of like living in a zombie movie. Whenever we left our house, we were a little bit scared and we didn't know if he was safely tucked away, sleeping in the chicken coop, or if he was hiding in a bush waiting to ambush us. We were all in real great shape though, because we would sprint through our chores and then he would hop out of the bushes and be like, ah, gotcha. And then we would have to run laps sometimes to escape him before we could go back into the house. Our family would normally see us inside running circles to get away from the chicken, and then they would open the sliding glass door and they'd be like, come on, and we would just sprint into the house. And you might be thinking chickens aren't scary. Even if I got attacked by a chicken, I wouldn't be scared. But when you're 8 and you're tiny, it's a lot scarier. One day I went out to feed the animals. We had this giant watering pot, right? And we would fill it with water so all the animals could drink from it. And I went to go get it to clean it out and fill it up. And Tiger came out of nowhere. He attacked me so fast that I couldn't run. So I had to use the giant pot like a Captain America shield to protect myself. And he just kept attacking the pot. My dad saw what was going on and he came running out of the house, snatched me up from behind, ran me inside, and at this point my parents were like, we gotta do something about this rooster or we're gonna lose a child to it. So they put him in a soup. But I am still very respectful of roosters. Those things are scary. You could lose an eye.
Am I wrong for refusing to shave my hair for a client who is a cancer patient? I, 21 male, currently own a barbershop and have found myself in a very weird situation. So I was scheduled an appointment by a father of a cancer patient who's currently undergoing chemotherapy. Feeling very saddened by the situation, I decided to refuse any payment and give the girl her haircut for free. However, that's not the problem. The issue is, once they arrived, I helped the father pull the daughter out of the wheelchair and onto the chair. But then I saw him go outside to his car only to arrive with camera equipment. So I asked what all that was and what he was doing, and he leaned into my ear and whispered. That's when he told me he wants to record the whole thing and how I'll shave my hair for the video. That way when it's done, they can publish it onto their Instagram page. I refused and calmly explained that I wasn't informed about this during the scheduling, and I wasn't going to shave my hair off for a video. Am I wrong for refusing to shave my hair for a client who's a cancer patient? I refused and calmly explained that I wasn't informed about this during scheduling and I wasn't going to shave my hair for some stupid video. The father then got visibly angry towards me and yelled at me, explaining how I don't get it and how much work he went through to even get to my shop. That's when he called me a rich piece of poop that feeds off the poor and constantly degraded me. That's when I told him to get out and take his daughter because I don't tolerate disrespect. They did leave, but he looked at me with a disgusted facial expression as if I did anything wrong. Top comment says, definitely not wrong, the father is exploiting the daughter to get video likes. Another says, this is giving me the act vibes because what parent would publicize their child's suffering for ratings? My opinion is he knows good and dang well they did not talk about that during scheduling, and he just tried to get him to do it in front of the daughter to guilt him and again get views. Terrible. Am I wrong when my wife, 30 female, is pregnant and I, 30 male, literally do everything? My wife is generally physically lazy before she was pregnant, but now it's on a whole other level where if I don't feed her every meal, she won't eat food. She'll wait till I'm home to feed her something and will eat out whenever she wants to eat out, and I'll cook her food. Not like gourmet food, but I still make sure she's fed without asking. I also cut up fruit and give her sour stuff because it does help with the nausea. I also do groceries, all the laundry, and all the dishes, including hers and mine. And on top of that, I walk the dog every single day, and the list goes on. The point is, I do almost everything, and I'm starting to feel burnt out. I came back from basketball late at night and I'm exhausted and didn't eat anything and she didn't either. Even though we had leftover food, but she didn't want to eat it because she was tired of it. So I cut up strawberries for her and go shower. Am I wrong when my wife, 30 female, is pregnant and I, 30 male, literally do everything? So I cut up strawberries for her and go shower. I ask her to take out stuff so I can cook dinner for myself. She ends up actually cooking it for me, and when I come down, I thank her. That's when she turns around and asks me, "Can you cook more?" I was so thrown off, so I said, "What?" in a pissy way because I was pissed she had the audacity to ask me, when I literally feed her almost every meal she eats and do like every chore. She got extremely angry and slammed the door upstairs and said, "I wish you knew how it feels to be pregnant," and I'm in disbelief. I did try apologizing and communicating for how I said it and rubbed her back and kissed her head. But the second I tried to explain myself, she yelled at me saying, "I don't want to talk about this right now, I'm pregnant and cranky," then started crying. She said that I get so defensive and I just left the room thinking, what am I supposed to do? I can't even say my feelings. Am I wrong for telling the lady 2 seats behind me on a plane that she was screaming the whole flight? So I'm at the airport now, and the lady 2 seats behind me on the flight was talking extremely loud the entire flight. I literally had earplugs in, and it was piercing my ears. And after the flight landed, the lady across the aisle from me looked terrified. She told me they're on her next flight, so I got up, walked back, and said, "You guys are flying to Florida next, right? You might want to consider being a little bit more quiet." I literally had earplugs in and could hear you screaming the entire time. Then I simply just turned back around and her boyfriend called me an asshole. So I turned back and asked what he said. To which he repeated that I was an asshole, and the girl chimed in and said we weren't even talking loud. So I showed them the earplugs in my hand and said I had earplugs in my ears 2 seats ahead of you. And I heard all about Frank's wedding, your nail appointment, feeding your dogs, your cell phone bill, and the TV shows your mom watches.